Imagine this. You're standing at a crowded airport in 1955. The air smells of jet fuel and excitement. Families are waving goodbye, pilots are adjusting their caps, and over the loudspeakers you hear, Pan American Flight 914 to Miami is now boarding. Everything seems normal. But within the next few hours, that plane, Flight 914, will vanish from existence. No wreckage, no mayday calls, no radar trace, it simply disappears. And when it finally reappears, 37 years later, the world will never look at time the same way again. Flight 914 took off from New York City on July 2, 1955, heading to Miami, Florida, a short trip of only a few hours. There were 57 passengers and 4 crew members on board. It was a sunny morning, visibility was perfect, and everything was going according to plan. Until suddenly, the aircraft vanished from radar. Air traffic controllers tried to make contact. No response. Other pilots scanned the skies. Nothing. Authorities assumed the worst, that the plane had crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. A massive search was launched. But no debris, no oil slick, no human remains were ever found. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and eventually, the search was called off. Flight 914 was officially declared lost. Families mourned, names were added to the list of the missing, and life moved on. Then, decades later, something impossible happened. It's now May 21st, 1992, a quiet morning at Caracas Airport, Venezuela. The air traffic control tower was following its usual routine until the radar suddenly lit up. A large aircraft was approaching from the north. But here's the problem. It wasn't scheduled. The pilot radioed in with a calm but confused voice. "This is Pan Am Flight 914. We are scheduled to arrive in Miami. Can you confirm our coordinates?" The controller froze. "Pan Am? Flight 914?" That airline had shut down years ago. The controller asked, "Flight 914, what is your current status?" The pilot replied, "We took off from New York at 9:55 this morning." July 2nd, 1955. The control room went silent. Everyone exchanged looks of disbelief. When the plane came into view, it was an old Douglas DC-4, the same model used in the 1950s. The windows were intact, the paint was faded, but otherwise, it looked untouched by time. As the plane circled to land, the control tower cleared a runway. When the wheels touched down, the ground crew rushed in. The pilot leaned out of the window, still confused. "Where are we?" he shouted. "What year is this?" When he was told it was 1992, the man reportedly gasped and shouted, "Oh my God!" before quickly starting the engines again, and just like that, the plane took off. No one could stop it. No trace was ever found again. Documents later surfaced claiming that flight logs and radar recordings from that day were mysteriously erased. Witnesses, including air traffic controllers, were told never to speak publicly about it. But of course the story spread. Skeptics call it a hoax, a story invented by tabloids and retold online for shock value. But others believe something far stranger. That Flight 914 slipped through a time rift, a wrinkle in the fabric of space-time, reappearing decades later without the passengers even realizing what had happened. It's not the only case like it, either. There are reports of ships in the Bermuda Triangle, disappearing flights, and even time anomalies spotted by astronauts orbiting Earth. Could it be that time isn't as stable as we think? That under the right conditions, at high altitudes with strong magnetic fields, a plane could slip into another point in time? Science fiction? Maybe. But think about this. Einstein's theory of relativity shows that time can bend under gravity and speed. If space can warp, why not time? Maybe Flight 914 didn't crash. Maybe it flew into a place where time simply stopped. So the next time you're on a flight and you hear the engines hum, look out that small oval window into the endless blue. Because somewhere out there, beyond the clouds, beyond the decades, Flight 914 might still be flying, suspended between 1955 and forever. If you enjoyed this mysterious journey through time, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more what-if stories that will leave you questioning reality itself. And tell me in the comments, if you could time travel to any year, where would you go?